And for the UK, boxing is getting dangerous when you talk about matching fighters from the UK up with fighters from Mexico. It is proven time and again that the two countries are becoming rivals at best in the sport of boxing. And such was the case once again this past Saturday, June 17th, when Ramla Ali stepped into the ring to defend her title. And her opponent, Julissa Alejandra Guzman from Mexico, carried the tradition of fighters from Mexico showing fighters from the UK what they're all about. And man, what Guzman was about in this particular fight was knocking her opponent out. I did not see that coming. So let's talk about what went down with Guzman and Ali in their battle for the super bantamweight intercontinental title. Yeah. Boxing is getting to be something of a tremendous entertainment factor. I can't deny it, but every time I see now a fight, a matchup of someone from Mexico taking on someone from the UK, it's bound to be a barn burner of an event. And so was the case when Ramla Ali, the woman I termed the beautiful boxer, entered the ring to defend her IBF Intercontinental Bantamweight title, Super Bantamweight title. This fight turned out about as action-packed as you would see in women's division of boxing. But the two women were going at it. But I do have to say, Ramla was boxing well. She had hand speed. She had good lateral movement. But Guzman was very strong in this fight. Her strength and size was readily apparent, because I'll tell you something. Ramla is not the biggest fighter in the world, even in the women's division, for women's sake. She's a slight woman. And I have to say that her size, being 5'7", but fighting at Super Bantam, she's small. And she's 33 years of age. She had a very good amateur career and is very popular in the UK with modeling gigs outside of boxing and advertising. But Julissa came in there to battle, and it was straight off the cuff, from the jump, as they like to say. And now Ali, with that stoppage in this particular fight, her record has fallen to 8-1 with 2 KOs. And early on, she tried to establish the jab. She tried to work with combinations. She tried and she tried. But the one thing that Guzman was able to do was to show up with something that was unexpected. Power. Power and strength. After suffering some cuts early on, Guzman came in and bore in. She was not about to stop. Ali had taken the first 2 rounds of this scheduled 10-round bout on my scorecards easily. But by round 3, I saw something happen. Guzman hit Ramla Ali with an overhand right, and it kind of made her do a double step. And I've seen that double step before. It's never a good thing when you see it, people. So now Guzman, whose record is 13-2 with 2 draws and 7 KOs, began to turn the heat up against Ali. And I'm talking about it got hot, people. Really, it did. I mean, she was boring in. I gave her rounds 3, 4, and in the 5th round, she dropped Ali. Now, the thing about that, when she dropped her, she caught her in the triangle, people. And if you listen to my content on the channel, I talk about fighters being in the triangle. That's where the ring post is, and it's the corner of the ring where the fighters sit in between rounds, or the opposite corners of those 2 sections. And it's the triangle. It's an area that if your back is near that ring post, you have to get out of that area before a fighter can close the distance where they can get their power shots off. Because if you're not able to time that well, if you do not know ring generalship, if you don't know your wherewithal and bearings, you can find yourself in that area, and you can find yourself on the canvas. And that's exactly what happened to Ali. But she was trying to fight back. She was battling. There was a couple of instances where I saw her throw double hooks to the body and to the head, and it was what she was supposed to do. But I don't believe that she was strong enough. And this gives me this kind of impression that I've seen in the past with some of the Latin fighters. They can rehydrate up well beyond where they fight. Just ask Lara when he fought against Leigh Wood in his 2nd fight. I mean, he didn't even make the weight. That's because he was coming in big, or he didn't train. So Ali found herself on the canvas in the triangle, and she didn't look good. She was wobbled, she was shook, but she got up and she showed resiliency by trying to battle back. Now that was in the 5th round. And even though she was battling back, you could just see Guzman was landing these power shots. And it was only a matter of time. I gave Ali the 6th round after the knockdown in the 5th, because she came back, battled well, let her hands go, and stayed at a certain distance. But in the 9th, Guzman came on again, and she started landing those big shots again. Ali was not responding to those shots very well at all. And I'm wondering, was she suffering from a concussion? Because sometimes it can affect how you think. When your motivation's in there and you're not able to determine your bearings very well, or what have you. Maybe she's never been in that type of position before. I don't know what her sparring situations are, but a lot of the modern women, more and more, are sparring with men, so they can get that feel of the strength of an opponent. I don't know what Ali's case is in that, and I'm not even trying to challenge or question it, but I do believe that Guzman rehydrated up to a weight that was not necessarily comfortable for Ali, because she looked sizably larger in there, and Ali tried to give as good as she got. She really did, and hats off to her for showing that type of guts out there, because it got tough for her very quickly. And I'm just amazed. But she was knocked out in the 8th round, a left hook straight to the chin, the front of the chin, not to the side of the jaw, but in an exchange, because she was throwing her combinations, and Guzman let loose with that left hook, and boom, that was all she wrote. Ali was out like a lamp. And the referee, he gave her a count, but he could have waved it off after seeing her eyes glazed, laying there staring up at the lights. And she tried to rise, but that was it. That was pretty much the fight. It was over. New champion, and a pretty strong one at that. I don't know what to make of Julissa Alejandra Guzman. I hope that she's on the straight up and up, but we have seen in the past some tricky things with fighters. So with that being said, as long as she's on the up and up, I support her being valiant and pulling this fight out. She performed well. It was a highlight reel type knockout. I think that Ramla Ali should take some time off to get herself together. She's 33 years of age. I don't know how long she intends to continue to compete, but Guzman is 26. And if she wants to continue to do this, this win is definitely a shot in the arm for her. But who knows? Only time will tell. But it's tough out there, people. Boxing is tough. So, what do you think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do you think that Ramla Ali should come back and rematch this champion, this new champion, or should she stay away? My guess and bet is this: she should come back just to get back on the winning track. But they should also look closely and monitor what's going on with Miss Julissa Alejandra Guzman. Something's there, people. I'm just saying. But hey, the fight game is something else. Leave comments and let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.